Barry, thank you so much. If you want to take a seat over there. First of all, can I, on behalf of the entire audience, extend our sympathy to your financial situation. You must be spending a lot of money right now.
Yes.
How's the baby? Sleepless nights? How's it going?
Yeah, you know what, we've been so blessed, first, just to have a healthy child, and second, he's been so great. In fact, I think almost too great, because now my wife wants 4 more.
Yeah. Good luck with number 2.
Thanks.
All right.
Yeah.
I put together some questions, having heard what you said, and I'd love to get your opinion on it. And obviously, everything you say, if you can kind of gear it towards these people who are, I guess, facing the same challenges as each other in this very changeful time. And the change continues. What are companies doing right now, do you think, to advance the way they personalize their marketing? Now, as a consumer, I guess I will hit it very often with something like Amazon. They know me, they know what I like, they keep throwing stuff at me. What are you seeing?
Yeah, it's a great question. So first, I'd say that most brands don't get personalization. If they do, they're certainly not delivering their difference through each interaction with consumers. I definitely, and I think that's evident, I mean, when I go on to most websites, my experience is not much different than yours.
Right.
Those brands that are personalizing are generally doing it based on the wisdom of the crowds, right? So they're firing off of what's happened in that same session online, leveraging pixels and cookies, and that provides an improved experience, no doubt. But the community is not me, and so it's all about how you guys can leverage not just what's happened in that last kind of minute and or 10 minutes online on your website, but how you're marrying that up with what's happened in that last hour across other websites. And equally, if not more importantly, how you're marrying that up with what you know about me as a consumer over the last, say, year and or 10 years with your brand. And that's where I see folks starting to focus, but not everybody's getting it. The other quick thing I'll mention is that just as important as activity is inactivity. So if I look at some of the decision and rec engines that we're really starting to get, are rolling up our sleeves and getting geeky with, I can go out and purchase something for my new child, and all of a sudden I'll start to receive lots of similar things from Amazon using next best probability, right, modeling that aren't as relevant, and/or I could immediately in that same session or the next session post a negative rating and review. And I'll still get that information. So one of the things we're finding is one of the most predictive elements of next behavior is in fact leveraging social data. So that's another thing I think that's very important that folks can start.
And this was a key point out of yesterday, that great marketing should feel like customer service. You're saying there are moments where it just doesn't feel that way; it feels quite the opposite way.
That's right. And I'd go on to add that I don't think we as marketers provide enough opportunity for feedback mechanisms, right? Am I getting the recommendation right or not? And how that can ultimately train to recalibrate a continuous learning system that can not just be directed, say, to a website, but ultimately can be directed to a multi-channel experience.
There's so much out there. It's like Ilana's kid in a candy store. There's so much to choose from in terms of what to measure. I'm also interested in what you were saying around paid, earned, owned, sold. How do you suggest companies in the room reduce their dependency on paid media? It has worked in the past.
Yeah, indeed. First, I'd say that there's a great stat, I think it's in the white paper, that 42% of consumer attention is online, yet 11% of our budgets are focused there. So, focus first on where your customers are, whether it's, their media or your media. But you bring up a great point, and that is that as marketers begin to leverage paid media to generate more direct relationships with consumers, I go back to Seth Godin got it right. It's about permission-based marketing. Ask for permission. There are so many opportunities when you're out there spending an obscene amount of money on acquisition programs and driving, and even with consumers, driving traffic to touch points where you don't ask for permission. And it could be as simple as a Facebook like, right? That's getting you a direct relationship. Or it could be an opt-in for an email or a mobile phone number. And I don't know about all of you, but When was the last time you signed up for a new email list, right? Forrester came out with some research long ago that said that the average consumer will only subscribe to, I think it's 8 to 12 email lists, right? So that's gold if you have that direct relationship. I just recently signed up for Yelp. So I could get notifications. And I wasn't going to, but actually when I was on Yelp's site, they prompted me, and they included the social graph. So actually on their sign-up form, I saw faces from my Facebook network of others that had signed up.
Does that give you confidence?
It did, and it does for most, right? 70% of folks are significantly influenced by those types of social data points.
All right, now we are actually running out of time, so I've got a couple other questions for you, but we'll try and speed through them. Viral videos. We've all seen the Old Spice guy. A lot of us saw the T-Mobile Royal Wedding Dance. That was funny, by the way.
That's funny.
Those are viral videos. Those are gold. Can you in any way guarantee a viral video?
No.
Thank you.
No, you can't. And frankly, anybody that promises you that, I'd run. That said, there's a lot we can do to begin to test and measure. You know, we have a phenomenal opportunity as marketers, and we heard it from Best Buy this morning, right? I mean, leveraging digital media, we can statistically test and measure consumer receptivity to pricing strategies, to products, right? Your services, news, events, and I work with a number of brands that intelligently leverage, say, YouTube, right, to start to test the virality, if that's even a word, I don't know if it is.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. But of TV commercials, right? So if we're going to pay for media, we want to pay for media that ultimately may generate earned media. So the key is trying a lot of different things and seeing what ultimately, catches fire.
Didn't you were telling me yesterday you worked with a client, you must have tried how many videos did you try?
Yeah.
How many approaches?
Yeah, so there was a number of years ago, we did over 1,000 tests, and you'd never ever know that Pluck the Turkey would be the top performing campaign. The reality is that human beings are very unpredictable, and anybody that professes to know definitively what we'll do or not do, respectfully disagree. That said, there's definitely an opportunity to try your hand at what will work through trial and error.
Absolutely. All right, last question. It's kind of a combo of questions. How far along are we on the journey to perfect marketing? If perfect is 100, where are we? And as a follow-up, what are the 2 things that people in this room should be doing as soon as they get back to work?
Well, okay. So I would say that it is a journey. I'd say that we're all at different places. I'd say that the thing that's holding many or most of us back is, and I see this every day, and I know it's true for me as well, we spend so much of our time running around like crazy just trying to get the next campaign out the door, as opposed to really taking the time to maybe work smarter, not harder, really taking the time to think more strategically, mapping out the customer engagement, thinking about more programs, less campaigns, and also leveraging automation technology, right? I think that's really key, and that's part of why we're all here at the IBM Unica event. The other thing I'll say is that there's a lot more time that we need to be spending with test and measurement plans. I see those largely neglected by most companies, and really that's where the magic happens. That's where we get smarter to not make the same mistakes and really gain the advantage. Per your last question, I'd say if there's some key things to get an action on.
Yeah.
So one is, and I'll put a plug in for a gentleman from Unica who wrote one of the best books I've read in the last couple years. Maybe somebody can remind me of his name. The book's entitled Multi-Channel Metrics.
Say again? Akun Arkan.
Yeah, how many of you have read that book? It's methods and metrics for measuring, I think it's for on and offline success.
You like that?
Guys, I got to tell you, if you haven't read it, if I wrote a book, I mean, I was reading it and thinking, my God, this is brilliant, I love it. So I'll plug that for sure.
Okay,
second,
last tip.
Yeah, second I'd say hold a partner summit. So, I meet with my clients and we meet in isolation generally. And there are so many other partners that you're working with and/or vendors. For the organizations that truly are the market leaders, I've watched and really loved the collaboration of when you get everybody together at least once a year. and it's gloves off. You know, we can call each other out, we can all discuss and debate, but at the end of the day, we've got a plan. We know where we're going, we know how we're getting there. We have complete role clarity. There's transparency. I mean, really, that accountability, it's so vitally important, and I think that's a big opportunity for all of you because it takes a team, it takes a village. I'm going to add a bonus, and that is
go on very quick.
Use your powers for good. So like the nonprofit example we saw, you're all brilliant. You guys, I mean, I'm just now realizing, and maybe it's because I just had a child, but I have an opportunity to do such good with what I know today. So think about how you can kind of manifest daily miracles.
There's the tweet right there. Use your powers for good. Like it. Thank you so much. Now, before you go, I need a little bit of help on this, because last night, you guys, Acxiom, sponsored the House of Blues party.
We did.
There was a contest running last night. I'm sure you remember it. It was the Don't Say It. If you said the word marketing, whoever heard you say it would rip your necklace off, and whoever had the most necklaces at 10 p.m. won the spectacular prize. I can now tell you that the winner was from Franklin Templeton Investments, Cheryl Delaney. Cheryl, congratulations. I don't know if you're in the room or not.
I think it's like $500, right?
It is $500. Cheryl, to get your prize, basically head over to the Acxiom sponsor desk to claim that $500 prize. But you'll see it coming because she'll have like 3,000 blue lights around her neck. So that'll be fine. So that's it. So Barry Stamos, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you all very much.
And we have, thank you. Appreciate that. Just before you head off, a quick reminder, don't forget to visit the sponsor showcase. If you can get your little card stamped by 17 out of the 25 sponsors, you also will go into a draw and you could win another prize. And finally, there's still time to schedule one-to-one product demos. They're available. There'll be a desk where you can do this. Just see Jen or Chris outside reception and registration. And finally, this afternoon, 3:45, we're back in here for the Marketing Success Awards. You do not want to miss that. That'll be your chance to vote. See you later. Thank you.